From Washington, this is VOA News. I'm David Byrd reporting. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry says that the Islamic State is losing ground rapidly in Iraq. Kerry said Islamic State's leaders and fighters are being eliminated and the group's rank-and-file members are losing hope. As VOA's Jeff Custer reports, Kerry made the statements during a quick visit to Baghdad Friday for talks with Iraqi leaders.
Kerry traveled to Iraq from Bahrain on a previously unannounced trip that marks his first visit to Baghdad since 2014. He held talks with Iraqi leaders, including Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi and Foreign Minister Ibrahim al-Jaafari. Later, during a news conference, Kerry pledged continued U.S. support for the Iraqi government. He also told reporters the U.S.-led multinational coalition efforts to defeat Islamic State militants in Iraq are, in his words, unequivocally working. IS forces are losing ground, he said, and the coalition will not let up.
In the coming weeks and months, the coalition will work with Iraq to turn up the pressure even further. We will continue targeting and taking out Daesh's leaders, and we will train local forces to take and hold more ground.
Kerry's visit comes as Iraqi-led forces push to retake the northern city of Mosul, which fell to Islamic State militants nearly 2 years ago. Jeff Custer, VOA News, Washington.
Belgian authorities have arrested a fugitive suspect wanted in connection with November's attacks in Paris, who is also linked to the deadly bombings in Brussels last month. 31-year-old Mohamed Abrini, a Belgian of Moroccan descent, was arrested Friday. He is believed to be the mysterious man in the hat who escaped the explosion at Brussels airport. If true, that would mean that Abrini had a key role in both attacks carried out by an Islamic State cell that left a total of 162 people dead. This is VOA News. Pope Francis says that the world's Catholics should look to their own conscience more than to hard and fast rules when it comes to sex, marriage, and family life. In a major church document entitled The Joy of Love, the Pope did not issue a new law or regulation guiding Catholic marriage. Francis urged Catholic clergy to avoid what he called cold bureaucratic morality and instead look for God's grace in wonderfully complicated family situations. Father Robert Gall is an associate professor of ethics at the Pontifical University of the Holy Cross.
The main thing that's new is that the Pope emphasizes how the family is in crisis and marriage is in crisis, and we need to rediscover the truth of marriage and family, and therefore discover the joy that is in family and it is in human love and in sexuality. He speaks about the love between husband and wife as being an expression of joy and even of divine joy, that we can find God in the love between husband and wife.
Pope Francis also said that gays should be respected, but did not change the Church's position on same-sex unions. Wyoming holds its Democratic caucus Saturday with Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders hoping to score his 9th straight win over former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Both candidates spent Friday campaigning in New York, with Sanders visiting his home of Brooklyn and Clinton stumping outside Buffalo. Clinton said that Sanders' proposals for such things as paying for college are not realistic.
So now I do believe in deathbed conversions, but I think it would take a pretty big change of heart for Republican governors like some of the ones we've got in our country right now to put money into free college.
Sanders told a cheering crowd in his hometown of Brooklyn that his campaign is about giving everyone a voice in government, not just wealthy special interests.
And our job in this campaign is to create an economy that works for all of us, not just the 1%.
Only 14 delegates are at stake Saturday in Wyoming. The next primary for both the Democrats and the Republicans is April 19th in New York.
Engine ignition, liftoff of the Falcon
A
9
SpaceX cargo rocket made history Friday when it blasted off from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida and then successfully landed its first stage upright on a barge in the Atlantic. The launch was largely routine, but the real excitement came when the Falcon 9 rocket touched down on a barge named "Of Course I Still Love You." The rocket is a supply mission for the International Space Station. The launch marked SpaceX's first mission to the ISS since last June, when a Falcon 9 blew apart just about 2 minutes after launch. I'm David Byrd in Washington.
That's the latest world news from VOA.